So the Turkey Bee project continues, and yes, it's almost a car. So the Citroen AX project continues. The car's known as the Turkey Bee, but why is it called the Turkey Bee? The car was named by its previous owner, Steve. The car is turquoise and became known as the Turquoise Beast, so he shortened that to Turkey Bee, and it's stuck, and I've stuck a sticker on it to say the same thing. The car's now registered in my name. The DVLA sent back the V5C, and I am now the 13th owner. When the car arrived here, it was in really poor condition. Some might say that they actually left the factory in pretty poor condition, but this was really poor. I've been asked many times why I'm bothering to do anything with this car other than scrap it, but the truth is I actually really like the car, and I really like old quirky French cars, and this is certainly an old quirky French car. On the website How Many Left, it suggests there are 7 AX11REs left on the road today. That's down from about 4,000 about 15 years ago. This is a Phase One AX11. That means it's an early car with the asymmetric bonnet logo, rather like the BX of the same period, which sets the car apart from the Saxo and other Citroen cars of the time. The car is quite poorly constructed. Everywhere you look, it's flimsy and French. Almost everything on it is either worn out or broken. Some parts are just missing. When it arrived, the dashboard had almost vanished. It was seriously sun damaged and just disintegrated. As it was falling apart, the fatigue put on the bits that were actually still structurally reasonably sound started to take their toll. The speedo had stopped working some time ago. When I got hold of the car, it was reading about 52,000 miles. I'm not sure how many it's really done, but I wouldn't imagine it's much more than about 60. Externally, the car was, and probably still is, quite tatty. There were scrapes and faded bits all over the paintwork, but I don't really mind that. That's part and parcel of owning a car of this age. The front driver's side wing was quite damaged. Actually, I think probably damaged beyond sensible repair, so I covered it in this urban vinyl until I can find another wing. Perhaps I'll find one in a French market somewhere. The wing's okay for now. It's got the repeater light in it and just looks like a covered wing, so I think that will stay for a while. I've actually replaced both of the headlights, but I'm not actually sure if I've put left-hand drive or right-hand drive headlight units in it, so I need to work that out. The adjusters are fine. I've replaced one adjuster, the other one was working properly. On the front driver's side, where the wing was damaged, I had to repair the indicator part of the loom. I had to solder on a new bulb holder and fit that back together. That works okay now too. Both of the bumpers, front and rear, were severely sun damaged and faded, and I found that I could use boiled linseed oil to try and bring those back a bit, trying to get some of the colour back. There are many methods online explaining how to bring plastic bumpers back to life, and probably the worst method is to use a heat gun. Never melt the plastic. The linseed oil just does exactly the same thing, you just have to keep applying it. The paintwork is basically okay. I've polished the bonnet and the front wing, a bit of the roof, and it looks okay for a car from 1987. I don't think it's bad enough to have to repaint the whole car. When I was in France, I found out that Citroen actually made a K-Way model of the AX. K-Way is a French clothing company. They make jackets, and I decided as a K-Way jacket owner that I would buy a K-Way sticker and put it on the back of the car. I put it on this location on the boot lid, on the tailgate. Underneath that is a small area of very scuffed up paint, so that was probably where a GB sticker once was. The K-Way sticker replaces that, and it's a little bit of a nod to some French Citroen history. Inside the car was a biohazard. I've still got to take the carpet out and take the seats out and clean those, but everywhere else inside has been cleaned up properly now. So with only 7 of these left, where did I get the replacement dashboard? I managed to find a Phase One Citroen AX GT dashboard on eBay. I found it quite quickly, and it was basically intact. But as with all of these Citroen things, it was flimsy, brittle and French, so some care was going to be needed. It arrived well packaged, but clearly it was no match for parcel force. When I opened the box, it was like opening a box of Lego. Loads of parts, but no instructions. Using some fiberglass matting and quite a lot of patience, I managed to piece the jigsaw of the dashboard back together, and with some fiddling and adjustment, I've managed to fit it back in the car. I had no idea where any of the switches on the dashboard went, but using some online references and a bit of trial and error, when I managed to find the right switches, I was really surprised that everything actually worked. The only additional switch I needed to add was for the washers. The stalk washer switch has actually failed, so I added this small red button to the right hand side of the steering column. Just need to find a label for that now. The heater matrix needed to be replaced. It was leaking coolant all over the floor of the car. Turned out to be a simple job with no dashboard. Found a Bluetooth compatible radio on Amazon for £21. Seems to work quite well. Connected it up to the speakers that were in the doors, and it even works with the hands-free on my iPhone 11. The speakers inside the front doors were broken. Managed to do some repairs on those and found some aftermarket grills to cover them up. They work absolutely fine. The engine runs quite well now. I've cleaned the plugs, obviously changed the coolant because I've had the heater apart, and just generally tidied up the engine bay. I think I'm going to change the oil quite soon, and if I use the car I'll probably change it again reasonably soon after that, just to make sure it's all clean and good. The spark plugs that were in the engine seem like reasonably new ones. I cleaned those up, checked the gaps, and they work fine. So as you can see, quite a lot of work has been done, and there are only a few more little jobs to do now before I can prepare for the MOT. I set myself a budget of £300 to buy the car and repair the car, and I'm not too far off that now. I think the only new parts have been the heater matrix, the headlight adjuster and a couple of wiper blades. So why bother? Because it's been great fun to do and the car has been worth doing. There are only a handful left, and it will always be a curious Citroen, well, at least to me anyway. So I hope you like the video, hope you like what I've done to the car. If you do, please subscribe, hit the like button below or leave me a comment, and I'll see you on the next one.